All right, let's talk about your mental dynamics, updating your mindset. We're going to talk about upgrading your software, your hardware, and your operating system. So think of your body as a chassis, as the case that your computer actually sits inside of. Your mind in this case would be the motherboard, the piece that controls everything inside of the body. Now you've got a lot of parts that they're configured differently on every person's computer. Some people's parts are somewhat configured the same. But if you have a laptop or a desktop computer, you've got certain parts, certain hardware in this computer that makes it perform the way it does. What most people do when they have a computer, for a few years, they start to notice that the computer starts to drag. It starts to kind of slow down. The performance decreases. But when you first get that computer, the performance is incredible. The computer is clean. The only thing installed on that computer is the operating system. Some programs are installed there. And of course, the necessities, the programs that are needed for you to be able to utilize that computer for video games, media, entertainment, watching YouTube videos, browsing the internet, for productivity, business, maybe even for school. Once you actually start installing third-party software, saving documents, saving images, browsing on the internet, you'll notice your computer starts to slow down because you've added files to your hard drive. You've installed software that's taken up some of the space that you once had available as, free space. You're installing the software that's compatible with whatever operating system is currently there. And over time, you'll see that you have the option to update to the latest operating system. And sometimes when you do this, certain programs, certain software needs to be updated too, so that it can become compatible with the updated operating system. Your body, your mind, your environment, it all kind of works the same way. So if you think of yourself, your body, as this computer that you're using, your body usually does the same thing. You start to slow down, your metabolism slows down, your beliefs kind of decline, your potential, your beliefs in your own potential start to decline over time because you feel like you have less time to accomplish certain things. You don't have the capacity to hold new information. It's hard to make new friends. You've got to think of your mind, your body, the same way that you do your computer. But here's the biggest issue. Most people don't understand how to optimize the performance of their computer over time so they can keep using it. And what they would often do is get rid of that computer. They'll stop using the computer, or they'll replace the computer. Unfortunately, we can't replace our bodies. We can't replace our minds. And in some cases, we can have surgery. We can have artificial body parts, but you have to adapt to those body parts. At the end of the day, that surgery is not going to improve our success rate, our chances of success even. So you have to recondition and reprogram your mind instead of trying to replace it. Okay, because you can't really replace your brain. You have to reprogram that. And there are a couple of things that you need to understand about how a computer works and how that relates to how your mind works. So first, like I said, you have your mind, which is like the motherboard. And your mindset basically controls every action that comes out of your body. Your mindset, the motherboard, controls what information goes from one component to the next, from your mind to your hands, okay? From an idea to an action. Your actions are like your focus. What you focus on, you could say that that's the mouse pointer. When you open up a computer, in order to open a specific software or program, you have to point that mouse directly to that program. So if your actions and your focus aren't driven towards or aren't moving towards that icon, that program that you want to open, chances are you'll never open that program. Okay, so in our case, the program may be starting a business or living a financially free life, having financial freedom, making a 6 or 7 figure income. That's our program. Our program is starting a business and running it a successful business, not just starting a business and failing, because that's what most people do when they start a business. They fail. Our program is success. So we've got to focus our energy and we've got to focus our actions on moving towards that icon so that we can start up that program. Chances are we don't have that program installed on our system yet. We don't have that program in our mindset. We don't have that program in our environment. Because we've never experienced success before, we don't have that icon available to us. Okay, so we've got to upgrade our hardware, okay, so that we can update our software, and that way we can have a more up-to-date operating system. Okay, so if we don't update our hardware, we can't update the operating system because the operating system won't meet the minimum required specs. And if we don't update the operating system, the software won't be compatible. New software won't be able to run on our old operating system, which is our mindset. You've got a conscious mind and you've got a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is basically the cache in this computer. So when you browse on the internet and log into Facebook, for example, or you log into Google, and then you close your browser, the next time you open that browser, there's going to be cache that is recalled, basically this temporary information that pulls that website back up for you extremely fast, and you'll still be logged in. If you clear the cache in your browser, you have to re-log into whatever websites you were once logged into. So the cache is storage of temporary information that allows you to recall specific information faster the next time you want to access it. In our case with our life, what a lot of us have done is we've stored this temporary information, such as traumatizing experiences, breakups, failed attempts to start a business or build something from scratch. Okay, failures. We've stored a lot of failures and disappointments and sadnesses, anger in our cache because it's easy to store those. It's not easy to store, it's also easy to store happy memories, but how often do we have those? How often do we come across content on the internet that we actually really enjoy? Not very often. So if you think about how many times you bookmark a website compared to how many days you actually get on the computer and browse the internet, it's like, 1,000,000 to 1. I might be exaggerating a little, 10,000 to 1. Okay, so you might come across 10,000 web pages before you really want to bookmark one that really catches your attention. So you might have 10,000 negative experiences in your life before you have one that's really insane, really positive, really beneficial for your long-term success, for your happiness, for your confidence. We store those 10,000 bad experiences in our cache. So the next time we do have the opportunity to experience something that would be worth our time, like dating someone, the next guy that we find ourselves attracted to, the next girl that we find ourselves attracted to, well, our cache is going to remind us of that bad experience we had with those other 5 guys or 5 girls that we dated in the past. And that's going to limit our belief with our new relationship opportunity. Okay, so we have to clear that cache. If something bad happened to us 5 times in the past, the 6th time we go to try that new thing, or to try it a 6th time, we're going to be reminded of the negative experiences, and that's going to deter us from continuing to pursue our goals. We need to clear that cache as soon as possible. So it's like going into your browser, going into the browser settings, or going into these settings on your iPhone, going to the Safari settings, and then clearing the stored history. It's not easy to just forget about the bad things that happen to us, but we have to reprogram our mind to not be reminded of those things, or to allow the positive experience to overpower those negative experiences that we once had. So in a real world situation, when we were children, our parents told us not to run around in the house. Why? She had a good intention. She didn't want us to fall and hit our head on the floor or on the bottom of the fancy table. Or she didn't want us to, slip and hurt ourselves. Our parents told us, no, you can't have a cookie out of the cookie jar. Why? Because it's unhealthy. We didn't necessarily know why we couldn't eat 1,000 cookies in one sitting. We just knew our parents said no. So the word no, you can't do that. No, you can't have this. No, don't do that. No, not yet. You can't get what you want yet. We didn't necessarily know why. We just knew that our parents were limiting us from being able to do the things that we knew we wanted to do. So those limits are stored in our cache. We have to take those limits out of our cache. When we decide we want to start a business, the first thing that comes across our subconscious mind is that mommy does not want me to get hurt. Starting a business is hard, so my mommy wants my life to be easy. Maybe I shouldn't start a business, because maybe I should go and get a job and go to school instead. That information is stored in your cache right now, limiting you from doing the things that you want to do because you're scared of failure, because our moms are afraid of us failing, because our parents don't want to see us get hurt or have to jump over hurdles and overcome obstacles. They want it to be easier for us, so they want us to do those easy things. We've got to remove that temporary data from our browsers. As we browse through life, what's stored in our cache is no, you can't log into that. No, you can't do that. No, you shouldn't start a business because it's tough. My sweet baby, my sweet child, I don't want you to experience anything that could make your life harder. So no, you can't eat 20 cookies tonight. No, you cannot have one more cookie out of the cookie jar. No, you can't go and hang out with your friends after the street lights come on. No, you shouldn't go do this. No, baby, you can't have that right now. No, we can't go and eat fast food tonight. We're going to eat leftovers. Okay, we have these limiting beliefs because it's been conditioned in our subconscious, in our programming, in our software, in our operating system, that no, we can't have what we want yet. No, it's not easy for us to get what we want. Okay, you have to work hard for that. Maybe you can get one tomorrow, maybe next time we go out. I'm sorry, baby, you can't have the Pop-Tarts today. Okay, we've got these limiting beliefs, and I'm kind of speaking a little broad, but I'm trying to generalize it to help you understand that all the little things that have happened to us, that have been said to us by our parents, by our family members, by our friends over time, have been registered in our software. It's been hard coded into our operating system to keep us operating the way that we are. The reason that we are not successful now and don't have the income that we desire is because we have not updated our software and our operating system. But before we can do that, we have to update our hardware. Some of that hardware in a computer is, you got a graphics processor, or graphics card, or GPU, which is basically the device in your computer that actually shows graphics on your screen. It brings all of these little bits, these zeros and ones, these bits of information from the motherboard All right. And from the internet onto your monitor, onto your laptop screen, to show you those beautiful, vibrant colors, to show you this text that you see on the screen right now, to process this audio that you're listening to right now over the internet from this website, okay, to display the graphics that you're seeing on this web page in this course, okay. The graphics card is going to be the thing that actually shows you the data that you've requested over the internet. Your GPU in your body is your focus, okay. Your GPU in your body is basically a result of your actions, okay. So when you adjust your focus, you're going to do certain actions that render certain images in your life, okay. It's going to bring certain opportunities into your environment so that you can experience certain things, so that you can travel certain places. Your actions, your focus are your graphics processor. The things that you focus on are the things that you see more often. So if you focus on, oh, I want a Dodge Challenger or a Ford Mustang, I really want a Ford Mustang. Every time you drive around, when you see a Ford Mustang, you're going to notice it. But when you see an Audi or a Tesla or a Ford Focus, you're not going to notice it. Subconsciously, you're not going to see those things. Consciously, you might not even see them. You won't even remember you saw them. Subconsciously, though, when a Ford Mustang drives in your peripherals, you're going to notice it immediately. And you're going to shift your focus over to it. You're going to see it consciously now, because your subconscious mind is programmed to display that Ford Mustang to you whenever it comes in your eyesight. Not directly in your field of view, but if you just see it in the corner of your eye, you're going to notice it and you're going to shift your focus to it. That is your graphics processor. Okay, that's your video card. Your subconscious is also your cache. So that cache we talk about, that no that we keep hearing from our parents, no, you can't do that, you can't do this. You have to clear that cache as soon as possible and start telling yourself, yes, I can do what I want, I can have what I want. Our parents told us the wrong things, which led us to believe that we are limited, but we aren't. You've got a hard drive on this computer that stores information, pictures, videos, documents, files, even software is stored. Your operating system is stored on this hard drive. Well, when we were a baby, we had a hard drive that was installed in our systems, right? Basically, this hard drive is in our computers installed. When you first buy a computer, you have a set amount of space. Well, you can add a hard drive to your computer to get more space. You can replace the hard drive that's in your computer with a hard drive that has a higher capacity and transfer your files over to that new hard drive. Well, we can't add a hard drive into our bodies. We're given the hard drive. We're given the capacity that we have in our mind. What we have to do with that is erase some of that data that we no longer need. If we have ex-girlfriends that we're trying to remain friends with, simply because we don't want to face that rejection, the fact that she isn't, my girlfriend, and you still have feelings for this girl, but you know that it's never going to work out, you need to delete that data from your hard drive so that you can make room for the new and improved girlfriend, the next girlfriend. Okay? You need to erase the old girlfriend or the old memories or the old friends from your hard drive. You don't necessarily have to say, hey, we're not friends, but you need to take them out of your current lifestyle in order to make room for the lifestyle that you wish to have. Now, if those friends don't want to improve with you, if those friends are giving you, not supporting your beliefs, not supporting your goals, not supporting your business, you need to find friends who are going to support your business to spend more of your time with. Okay, so maybe put those old friends on a USB, an external hard drive. Basically keep their phone numbers and only call them, or only, you know, spend time with them when you want to do certain things that your friendship, you know, that your friendship relates to. Okay. Some people that you're friends with, they like to party, they like to go out, they like to drink, they like to go to the club. All you have to do is stop going and hanging out with those friends, trying to get them to come to your business meeting. Okay, so you put them on an external hard drive. You can now unplug that external, that USB from your computer when it's time for you to do business. Once you've removed them off of your computer, out of your main lifestyle, you have room now to add other people who directly can benefit your business, and put those people into your main lifestyle, onto your main hard drive, onto your computer. Okay, you can install now software and new audio onto your computer, new videos onto your computer that are going to directly benefit what goals you're trying to accomplish. On every now and then, you might want to go out and party. Now you can plug that USB into your computer and load up those friends who are your party friends. Your hardware that you have on your computer are the people around you. So that USB is another piece of hardware where you can store those friends that don't necessarily directly benefit your goals that you're trying to achieve. When you've got an old software installed, when you've got an old version of Microsoft Word like 2006, if you're using Windows 7 or Windows Vista, Windows XP, when there's Windows 10 out now, you're only going to be able to install Windows 7 or Windows XP or Windows Vista compatible software. Okay, so when you have a mentality that, you know, limits you into believing that you can only make $50,000 a year, you're going to hang out with $50,000 a year friends. Okay, that hardware is going to limit your ability to update your operating system to Windows 10, or to update your beliefs to, you know, $1 million a year, because you have to believe you can make $1 million a year before the opportunity comes, before you can install the software. You can't install Windows 10 only compatible software on a Windows Vista computer. You can't play Xbox One games on an Xbox 360. You can't play PlayStation 4 games on a PlayStation 2. You can't play GameCube or Nintendo Wii or Nintendo Switch games on a Nintendo Entertainment System or a Nintendo 64. All right, so you've got to get the new console, which is your new mindset, to be able to play those new games or to earn that new income. You've got to go around new people and into new environments to have the opportunity to play those new games that we're talking about, to earn that new income, to have that new career. You got to position yourself in a place that you will be able to leverage your compatibility. So sometimes you might want to go back and party with those party friends. You might want to go back and play older Xbox games. You might want to go back and play Super Nintendo games. You know, the newer Nintendo Wii has the option for you to download classic games, but the classic Nintendo does not have the option or give you the option to play Nintendo Wii games. Does that make sense? So you've got to install new hardware. And obviously, like I said, you can't replace your brain. You've got to bring new people around you, new environments, new communities. That way you can choose when you want to play new games or old games. That way you can choose, okay, I want to be a millionaire. I'm tired of making, $15 an hour. I need to upgrade my, console. I need to upgrade my hardware. Another piece of that hardware is your CPU. Your CPU is basically what determines how many programs you can have open at once and how well those programs are going to perform when you're multitasking, for example. So one way to you obviously can't upgrade a CPU in your body. What you've got to do, instead of trying to open new software, is first close out the software that's currently running. If you have an iPhone, you double tap that home button, it brings up the multitasking option to go to the next program or switch to the last program. Well, all the programs that you have open that you can switch to in that instance are taking up some of your RAM, some of your cache, some of your memory, some of your processing power. So you need to close out all of the programs that you aren't currently using so they're not processing in the background. If you like to watch TV 8 hours a day, if you like to watch world star hip hop videos or guys fighting and beating each other up, if you like to spend a lot of your time watching negative content, then when you go and try to do something positive, those programs that are running in your background are going to limit your ability to efficiently use the software that you've just opened to try to learn something about business or get yourself in a better financial position. You won't be able to efficiently leverage that program, which means you're going to have a hard time getting the performance the way it needs to be for you to really change your financial life. So you've got to close out those old programs. Stop watching TV, right? If you really want to be successful, close out the TV. Stop watching it altogether. Stop watching Netflix. Stop watching world star hip hop videos. Delete people who post, fight videos from your timeline. Stop hanging around people who are always negative, because those are programs that are utilizing your CPU. When you open up Microsoft Word and you open up Adobe Photoshop and you open up Google Chrome and you open up Internet Explorer and you open up Firefox and YouTube and you've got a video playing and you open up a video game and you don't close all of those other programs, you're going to have a hard time playing that video game. You're going to have a hard time rendering that YouTube video, and it's going to be choppy. It's going to take a long time to load. It's going to be skipping. It's not going to run smoothly. You need to close out all those other programs. And sometimes when you buy a computer, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, or if you're using a Mac in the top right-hand corner, a lot of these random little icons that are running in the background, like antivirus software and all this extra bull crap that you actually don't know what it is or you don't use. If you don't learn how to disable those programs, then when you actually go and try to use a single program like a photo editor, a video editor, or just browsing the internet, your performance of the browser is going to be slow, which is you're not going to enjoy your experience on the internet. Because you've got these background programs which you haven't closed or you haven't learned how to close. Some of those background programs in life are our friends. Some of those background programs in life are our parents, even if they are limiting our belief. We've got our parents telling us, you need to go to college. I'm not going to support your business idea, but I will invest $20,000 into you, going to this community college. We need to close those programs because they are putting a dent into our processing power. Being able to process our ideas and actually put time and effort into the things that we really want to do and want to focus on. We've got all these other things processing in the back of our minds that are keeping us from putting our full energy into the things that we need to do to really achieve our goals. Close out those background programs. Double tap and go into your multitasking and close out those apps that you aren't using on your phone so that the app that you do want to use currently will perform faster. Stop watching so much TV and spend more time watching interviews, documentaries, and things that are going to give you the information you need to make progress in starting this agency. Now, I know this is going to be like a 40-minute video or a 30-minute video. I want to elaborate on this so that you can understand why your computers have started to go slow, why your success rate has started to decline, why you don't currently believe you can make $1 million a year, or, millions of dollars a month. Some people are doing it. You want to become a millionaire or a billionaire? You've got to understand this concept of how our minds need to be upgraded, just like our phones do. When our phone, sometimes we get on our phone, we see there's a new update available for the newest version of iOS. When we get on our computer, there's an update available for Windows. Sometimes we have to update our Facebook app. Before, we couldn't live stream on Facebook. Before, we couldn't, do some of the things in Facebook that we can do now. But the Facebook app automatically updated. And if you didn't update iOS, if you're still using a iPhone 4, iPhone 3, when you download Facebook, you won't have the newest version of Facebook. You won't have the newest version of some of these apps because they're only compatible with iOS 9 or 10 for the iPhone 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we have to update our mindsets so that we can update, the programs that are currently on our computer. We have to go in and delete the programs that we are never going to use, or the programs that were installed that we never open, because those are taking up space on our computer, which we can use to install new motivation, new friends, new opportunities, new mentors, a new income. If you don't delete those programs that you never ever use, never intended to use, or that you have stopped using off of your computer, the performance of that computer or laptop is going to decline. If you don't go and delete all of those songs that you downloaded, the videos that you saved, or the documents that are no longer relevant to your life, then you're just going to continue to fill up those hard drives, which you're not going to have room for new motivation, new friends, new mentors, or a new financial situation in your life. I hope that this is making sense to you, and I'm trying to explain this in the best way possible. And I wanted to spend some time on this video because this is a really important factor of success. Your software is your belief. And if you believe that you still can't get the cookie out of the cookie jar, okay, if you believe that you still can't get what you want when you want it, we were salesmen when we were babies. We would do anything to manipulate our parents into giving us another cookie or giving us the thing that we wanted. Okay, we were salesmen. We were marketers. We were marketing to our parents the lifestyle that we wanted. Mom, I want this toy. Mom, I circled everything in this book that I want for Christmas. Mom, I'll take out the trash. I'll do whatever I can have to do if you'll get me this for Christmas. We forgot that we used to be great salesmen, great negotiators, and we started believing the no's that our parents gave us every time they said, no, you can't have what you want when you want it. You have to follow my rules. You have to do this, that, and maybe I'll give you something as a reward. A computer also has a power supply, which is the thing that powers every component inside of the computer to allow it to work. In our life, the power supply is motivation. We've got to stay motivated somehow, whether it be watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, watching interviews, seeing other people's success, networking with other people who are doing the same things that we would like to do. Our power supply is our purpose and our passion. And the motivation that we find, the quotes, the videos, all right, those things are going to drive our passion even more and confirm that we are actually passionate about said thing. Our drive is what powers the components, the power supply, the cache, the RAM, the hard drive, okay, the motherboard, the CPU, the processor. All of that power has to come from somewhere. So in order to keep your processor running, in order to keep your hard drive operating, in order to keep your computer efficiently running, in order to keep your mindset moving forward, You've got to keep that purpose on lock. You've got to understand what you're passionate about, what your purpose in starting this agency is. It's not to make $1 million a year. It's not to start a digital agency. We don't start a digital agency to start a digital agency. We start a digital agency because we want to make an impact in people's lives, in people's businesses, in our families' lives. We want to provide opportunity for our children. Your power supply is that purpose that you have in starting this and signing up for this in the first place. Your central processing unit, your CPU, your processor, that is your productivity. Okay, so I'm gonna give you another quick rundown of everything that I mentioned. Your mindset is your motherboard, which is where all of the data goes through to the other components. It starts with your mind, your mentality. But the drive, the power that goes to those components through the motherboard is your purpose, your reason for starting this, your passion. That's going to drive all the power to help all those components operate. Your GPU, your graphics processor, or your video card, that's your focus, your actions. Your subconscious mind is your cache. That's where temporary information is stored from your history, which you want to clear that so that you can go and browse through life with a new mindset, like you're opening a new window in a new browser, or you're doing a new Google search, right? You're going to open up a new browser. You've got to clear that cache. Your old software that you have, your operating system, that's your limiting beliefs based on how we were raised and what we think we cannot do because of the people that were in our environment, because of the people that were around us who also never have had success. So we're limited based on that environment and the conditioning. We've got to update that software. The hardware that we plug into ourselves are the people, because we can't just interchange our arms and our minds to have better success. So we've got to interchange the people around us. That's the hardware that we're plugging into ourselves, like a mentor or someone who has succeeded in social media marketing and digital marketing before. We got to find someone who has succeeded in the thing that we're trying to succeed in. Okay. So if you have any questions about this, give me some feedback. Did I help you kind of understand how a computer works and how your mind works and how the two can be tied together to improve your mental dynamics, to update your mindset? When your phone notifies you to update the operating system, wouldn't it be nice for our minds to do the same? Unfortunately, they don't. We don't get a notification in our head that says, hey, there's a new operating system available. School doesn't work anymore. College doesn't work anymore. Hey, let's update this way of making money, because jobs don't work the way that we need them to. We get a notification that says, hey, there's a new way to do this. Hey, we've updated this for you. No, we don't have that. So to update your mindset, think about your body as your iPhone or your laptop or your computer. You can replace your phone, you can replace your laptop and your computer. You can't replace a mindset. You can't just go and grab a mindset and put it in you. Okay, you've got to update all of these components inside of you, inside of your subconscious mind, to be able to update the way that you live your life, to improve your mental dynamics. So go ahead and mark this course as this lesson as completed, and you can move on to the next module. In the fourth module, titled Success Radio, I'll actually list out some resources for you to actually go and download, such as podcasts, YouTube channels maybe that you can subscribe to, communities you can join, groups on Facebook that you can join, books that you can read, and audiobooks and audio files that you can download to help you update your mindset.